What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about VeChain today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. And let's get into it, my friends. Who are we doing this for? We're doing it for somebody. Hold up now. I want to give you a shout out because you requested it. Let's see. Hold up. For Taylor Wallace. We're doing this for you, my friend. All right. Hit the like button, you guys. Let's get into it right about now. Here we are sitting at about 2.76 cents. Looking at this on a weekly time frame. Weekly RSI, we've got higher lows on the weekly RSI. We are getting overbought, deeply overbought. We're getting up in there, and we are not getting oversold. I don't care where, man. We're just, I mean, if we do, it's barely. We're pulsing that area, driving into the overbought zone, not getting into the oversold zone. That's a very bullish indication. In fact, generally speaking, in bull markets, that's what you look for, especially on weekly timeframes, daily timeframes like this. In bear markets, you look to not be in the overbought zone, and you're hitting the oversold zone. I guess that's not what you look for, but that's just what happens. Anyways, definitely a good look. I like the overall trend with this right now. If we look at the price action, same thing. Good trend, right? You've got nice higher lows, higher highs, kind of a dynamic here. If we look at this high all the way back in April of 2021 to this low here in June of 2023, you can see that you've been rather productive in this fib scale, moving up above the 382.5 area, something in this zone, coming back below the 236, getting back toward the golden ratio, and then up to the 236. You're being productive in the fibs. It's not the most ideal or conventional kind of look. I wish you were more productive, but that's probably the name of the game of all cryptos right now, right? It's been a very, very lackluster cycle, especially for altcoins. But the time is coming, you guys. The Bitcoin dominance, I actually just made a very long video. I think it's still uploading. The Bitcoin dominance is about to tank. The DXY, the dollar, is about to tank. It is tanking right now. This is normally a catalyst that allows for cryptos like VeChain to pump through the roof. In other words, if you think that any of these moves were exciting to the upside, you haven't seen anything yet. Genuinely, you haven't seen anything yet, you guys. The next move I anticipate that VeChain's going to have is going to be bigger than the last move. So let's just go. Let's run with that real quick, okay? And then we'll use other things to tell us that beyond just this simple way of looking at it here. If we were to start this move this week, if that is the low, and I think it is, but we'll go over that too and confirm that. If we saw a move that was just as strong as this, we would see something that takes you up to about 10 cents, 10.5 cents. Now, that's a nice psychological area of resistance. That could make sense to find resistance there. From a price perspective, you didn't really stop there. You stopped a little bit below, but hey, that's where you stopped last time, so you likely don't stop there again. Maybe, there's not really anything here that's significant. The next kind of significant area really would be the 786 and above because of these prior areas of resistance here. I would think that you do interact with 14 cents, maybe upwards to 19 cents. You wouldn't stop here. And that runs very well with the idea that this next phase, if we are kicking off the bull market, if this is that bull market finale, we've been in a bull market this whole time, right? But we're about to see the finale phase when things really start to rip, okay? Likely, we're going to see a move that takes you up to 14 cents to about 19 cents, somewhere in this area. Being that you've been productive in the fibs, being that you've been kind of lackluster, I'm not anticipating that you just move right through to new all-time highs. You could, anything's possible, but what I would more expect is that you likely do find resistance somewhere between 14 to 18.6 cents, somewhere in this zone. If you were to go higher at all, maybe you interact with your all-time high area and the 886 area. Maybe it's an 19 cent to 26 cent. I'm sorry, I said 18 and a half. It really is 19 cent. 19 cent to 26.6 area. Maybe that's where you go. But I don't think that you would get higher than that by the end of April. By the end of the cycle, absolutely, VeChain, you're going to be at new all-time highs, and we'll get into that in a second. But just for this next phase up, probably by the end of April, if not very, very early May, I'm anticipating that we move up for anywhere from like 4 to 8 weeks, maybe more than that, okay? For starting now, probably. Let's look at the weekly RSI and just see if we have comfort. Oh, wait, we've already done that. Let's look at the price here on a fib basis. Low to high. Low to high. Because the weekly RSI looks good. We've already done that, right? I actually didn't look at the reading itself. Here you are at the 786, okay? You didn't tear right through the golden ratio. It actually, you broke below it, and then you consolidated a little bit right around it, and then you finally made your move down here. Generally speaking, whenever you tear through the golden ratio and you bounce off the 786, it results in a rather immaculate bounce. But I wouldn't say you have that same kind of setup here. I think it's good to hold the 786. It's the next logical area that you would. You're holding support at prior areas of resistance here, prior areas of support back here. You know, right there, those prior areas of support, it's an area that's logical. It makes sense. But I wouldn't necessarily expect that just because you're at the 786, you get an immaculate bounce, though. Though, to be completely fair, you probably do. I think this next couple months is going to be phenomenal. It's just, I don't think it's because you're at the 786. I just think it's because crypto's bullish as hell. If you can close this week green, you're down 14%, and I think you will close this week green or at least a little bit higher. You'll either be bouncing off of the 40 right here directly or just somewhere in this area, maintaining higher lows altogether and getting pointed back to the overbought zone. Now, what's key about getting into the overbought zone on the weekly time frame? Let's identify the last 2 times that you got overbought. What did we do in the price, okay? Well, here, when you got overbought, you actually came from very similar areas in the RSI, in fact, a little bit lower to be completely fair. And you saw a move up that was pretty damn fantastic. Last time here, whenever you bounce, it was actually at the same area that you're at now, at this low. At the very low of it, of course, you were here, but the move actually started right here when you're at this level in the RSI. Once you got overbought, that's what this move did. It brought you up to that level. So I'm assuming, again, something of a similar magnitude is what you've seen before, but now we're going to have a lot of other key factors in play that allow the crypto markets, not just VeChain, but everything to grow. I'm assuming you're going to see something that's rather tenacious, you guys. It's going to be phenomenal. Spectacular, fantastic. In fact, I'm kind of curious here. Hold on. Here, last cycle, at this exact same price, we moved all the way up to 26 cents. If we were to do that at this price right now in that same amount of time, that would put us in the very beginning of May. We could be at 26 cents, which that's what I literally said in the beginning of the video, right? Was that it could be the beginning of May. Likely, I'm thinking sometime at the end of April, but maybe it is the beginning of May. Maybe it's sometime in the middle of May. That doesn't mean that we're going to move down until the middle of May and then be up here. No, we're going to work our way up this whole time, and it's going to be pretty phenomenal. I think VeChain's about to rip really hard. This is all good look stuff right here, guys. I want to see what about this high to low here. I know it's kind of obscure. This is strange, going from the 1272 down to the 236. It's not really normal. In fact, normally not a good thing, but wicked volatility, whatever. What is good is it takes you less time to move up. It takes you a lot of time to move down. You're probably getting more volume on the way up than you are on the way down. Let's see. Yeah, a lot of volume on the way up. No volume's dying off as you slowly move down. So definitely a bullish effect there. If we look at the daily time frame, oh yeah, there we go. You've got some bullish divergence here on your daily time frame. If you look at the RSI, you have higher lows here, higher lows right there in the daily time frame, lower lows here in the daily price. If I'm just going to delete all these fibs real quick. Lower lows here, higher lows there. That's bullish divergence. Oftentimes leads to a move up, but to be completely fair, you actually did see that move up already. So while this bullish divergence is a nice look, the move has already completed, so I guess it's irrelevant. However, generally speaking, bullish divergence does mark the end of a downtrend, or at least the point at which you could find some relief. Whenever you have a downtrend in the RSI, such as this, and you have bullish divergence in the oversold zone, oftentimes that is whenever you break out of your downtrend. Now, if you notice on the daily time frame, when you began this downtrend, it was all the way back here whenever you began the downtrend in the price as well. So I would assume to break out into a new trend, an upward trend in the price, you would also break out and see a new trend, an upward trend in the RSI. So getting a higher high, getting back above the 50 on the RSI is a big deal. To see that kind of reading, I believe the price would have to get back. You'd probably have to close back above 32 cents, okay? Closing above 32 cents, probably even closing above 30 cents would likely get you above the 50, breaking both out of this downward sloping trend in the RSI and getting set up to break out of the downtrend in the price. You know, I actually want to take a different fib because that fib's not going to help us. I want to bring this one back where we bounce off the 786. Yeah, 786 here. Oftentimes with 786 bounces, you do look for a move that takes you to your 382, 236 area. Probably less likely to hit that 236 immediately, but inevitably you will. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of March we were back at 56 cents. If by the end of March we were even above these highs here, right? I think we're well on our way to see a spectacular move. Again, I'm anticipating this next move is more robust and longer lived probably than this last move was. Let me see. Yeah, I would think so. Hold on. Let me bring this camera back here. Yep. So looking good on all fronts. Let's look at the 4-hour time frame, see if we have confirmation there as well. Higher lows, bouncing off the oversold zone. Good. Getting overbought, but not getting oversold. That's a good look, guys. That's good stuff. That's what we want to see. Hold up now. Let's see. We do have bullish divergence on the 4-hour time frame. We do have lower lows here with higher lows there. That divergence has kind of already played out, but that doesn't mean that the move itself has played out. We can absolutely continue to move up, and I do think we do. I'd like to look at this thing on Coinbase since we're looking at such short-term time frames because it has volume. The other chart didn't. A lot of volume on the pump there. Not a lot of volume on the dump. A little bit of volume here on this move up. I'm assuming that as we continue to move up, we're going to get more volume, so that's fine. I don't really know if I have anything else that I want to say, so let's wrap this up with some all-time high projections. I have a pretty good feeling that you're going to find support here. In fact, a lot of cryptos, they're doing this right now where they're finding support back at their like September, August resistance points. They're doing this right now, and even at their relative 786s too. Like this is a pretty common thing right now. All cryptos, man, they look the same. If you have anybody that says that their crypto's different, right? That their crypto's, if anybody says that, just have it compared to like the average altcoin. I don't know. Have it compared to the others chart and see if it looks any different, right? It looks pretty similar, right? And in this one, actually, this actually looks more bullish, to be completely fair, in structure than VeChain does right now. But I think VeChain will outperform the average altcoin. That's a different point for a different time. If we're looking at the last cycle high, April 2021, to the bear cycle low in June 2023. The minimum expectation for VeChain, you're at 2.7 cents now, would be 60 cents. The maximum expectation is $1.70. And I say maximum expectation. I think I would even consider that VeChain could be worth multiple dollars, right? If I'm remembering correctly. Let's see. $2.2 billion market cap. VeChain could definitely see a market cap that's over $100 billion. I absolutely think it can. Why? Because every crypto that's ever seen $100 billion in market cap valuation, besides XRP and Ethereum, they've existed for multiple cycles, okay? VeChain's been around since 2018. This is its second full bull cycle, right? It came about, it's been through 2 bear cycles, now through 2 bull cycles, or 1.5 technically. We're about to see the end of the second one. It doesn't mean that it'll see $100 billion in market cap or higher, but it's eligible for that. It's eligible for that. So again, these aren't targets that I'm promising. They're not necessarily targets that I'm expecting. They're just targets that I accept as a possible outcome. I truthfully don't believe that VeChain stops at 60 cents. I would think VeChain at least interacts with $1, if not somewhere around 91 cents. Something in this area, likely around $1, if not even just a little bit above $1 could happen. A 40x is on the table, more than that's on the table. $1.60 would be $1.68 would be at about a 61x, which would give VeChain over $100 billion. I could see that happening. It could definitely happen. Now, anything higher than that, I was mistaken. I don't think that VeChain sees a $3.75 price. Why don't I think that? Because that kind of market cap, that'd be like around $300 billion, you guys. And what do I know? Maybe VeChain is worth $300 billion in market cap, and maybe in time it will be. But I don't know if you see that by the end of this cycle. I accept it as a possibility. I will say I accept it as a possibility, only because you've been around so long and you actually do have good structural support here at prior areas of resistance. I accept it as a possibility, but what I would more anticipate beyond this 375 to 528 area, which you could hit, you really could hit. If VeChain becomes everything that it's set out to be, man, I mean, it really could happen. Don't get me wrong, it absolutely can. But I would more anticipate something around $1.68 as your target area, between $1.68 to 91 cents, likely somewhere in between, if not precisely at like $1.68, $1.70. I've got nothing else for you guys. If you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all for being here, and take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.